Doctor, this work requires commitment and complete confidentiality. You must tell no one.
You think I'm just gonna walk?
You have lipstick on your collar, Doctor.
Hi, I'm Johnny. This is Johnny Likes, the show where I talk about movies that I like. Today I'm talking about a sequel to a cult classic. Today, Johnny likes Beyond Re-Animator. This one picks up right after the events in Bride. One of West's experiments has found its way to her neighbor's house, where it kills a young woman. West is finally arrested and ends up in jail. Cut to 13 years later, and we are following a young doctor as he is starting his new job at the prison. Sure enough, it's the kid from the start of the movie who saw his sister get murdered by West's experiments. And he wants to continue West's work. Throw a sexy reporter, a sadistic warden, and a slew of inmates and guards into the mix, and you've got Beyond Re-Animator stew. Only Jeffery Combs remains from the original on-screen cast, but it does have Brian Yuzna and Screaming Mad George returning behind the camera. So there is a thread that connects the three movies, and it seems like this one was done as a passion project, like much more for fun than just another regular job. The tone has changed once again in this one. It's different from the first or second movie, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just didn't really work for me. I found this to be a bit too cartoonish. The morbid and macabre aspects of the first two is mostly gone. It was more just goofy instead. Although given the prison setting, I am glad that they went for a little bit lighter tone, as that could be quite depressing. They did introduce some new elements that I appreciated, such as the kind of soul essence sucking machine. It's supposed to let the reanimated keep their sense of self, which has been an ongoing issue for West in his experiments. The prison setting actually was kind of a nice change of pace. I'm not the biggest fan of prison movies. I don't hate them, they just don't really draw me in. But I did appreciate how the hospital and prison settings are quite similar. They're both big bureaucratic institutions with a very well-defined hierarchy. And I actually thought this one looked quite similar to the one in Shawshank Redemption. So much so that I was wondering if it's the same set. I don't think it is, but that's what it reminded me of. The young doctor and reporter aspect of this story never really grabbed me all that much. I never really felt invested in them. Jason Barry as the young doctor was trying hard, but he just never really connected for me. I just never really cared what happened to him. Same goes for Elsa Pataky as the reporter. I still like Combs though. He's always great. And I did kind of like the one guard whose intelligence was dubious.
Your powers of observation are dubious at best.
Dubious?
I thought that Simon Andreu as the warden was just kind of your atypical dickhead in charge. That's all he was really supposed to be though, so good job, I guess. The effects in this were good, but never great. They never blew me away with any of the gags that they pulled. The half-man and the severed penis, that was good, clean fun, but they just didn't really do anything special in my mind. Much like the previous films, in the final act, it just becomes a special effects gore showcase. And I just didn't feel like they did anything to really impress me. I'm not sure why nothing really did, as it is all technically well done special effects. Maybe just missing that certain little something, I guess. The end credits have a fun little scene playing over top of them, so stick around and watch that. So this film was the worst entry in the series. That doesn't make it a bad film, though. The others were just quite good. I found that this one wasn't scary enough, nor funny enough. It just didn't go hard enough in any one direction. It was just kind of like watching things happen with the intended emotions not being evoked. It wasn't even boring. It failed to elicit any sort of real response on my part, and I don't think that's what they were going for. And I found it just a little too bland to really like it. It was just meh. That was the thing. It was a good meh, but it was just meh. So I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. If you like this, check out Resident Evil, check out Underworld, check out Van Helsing, Or just any other, like, early 2000s, middle-of-the-road, average horror movie. Like, I actually hated Van Helsing, but lots of people seem to like it. You guys might like it. If you like this, sure, why not? Check out Van Helsing. Yeah, those recommendations were all movies that I don't really like. I find them just a little bit too bland and boring for me. So what did you think of Beyond Re-Animator? Was it better than Bride? Was it worse than Bride? Did you guys like it? What do you want to see me talk about next? If you could do me a favor before you click on out of here, if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. It's quick, free, and relatively painless. Plus, it really helps me out. Thanks for watching me talk about movies for a little while, and you can tune in next time to see what else Johnny likes. Ah!